Welcome back to Trinity Fitness Bootcamp. I'm your instructor, Coach Nye. So, listen, I wanted to talk to you guys. I wanted to talk to you guys about finding your way back. Let's have that discussion today. Finding your way back. Finding your way back to what? You know, when they talk about healing, you don't know what to heal, right? You're like, what do I heal? What is healing? How do I find my way back? Find my way back to what? Is it finding my way back to God? Is it finding my way? What? And no one really gives you the explanation or the instructions on how to get there. And the reason why they don't, I mean, they're going to sell you an ebook, they're going to sell you this, they're going to sell you that to get you back to what, right? How do you find yourself? How do you find yourself? They're going to give you all the ways but they never give you the real solution. And what the enemy does sometimes is he'll get you so wrapped up with the question, and then people can talk around it and see when you're not mentally stable, meaning self regulated, you go for anything. You're listening and listening, and you're like, yes, yes. And what the enemy do is he never answers your question. He gets you motivated for a thing that's outside of the box or what you're looking for. Now, how do I find my way back? There is no right answer. There is nothing you can buy to get that answer because the path to you is just you. That is the whole purpose of healing, is getting you back to your true authentic self. So how do I do that? Well, you do that by identifying, and the first thing you have to do is acknowledge. Acknowledge where you are. Acknowledge you're in survival mode. But a lot of people don't know that they're in survival mode because they've been living this way their whole life. You see how I'm going around this thing? Okay, now you have to figure out, what is it? Now you find that and you move away from it. But how? Because I don't know what's survival mode. How do you know what needs to be healed if you've been living it your whole life? How do you know it's something that needs to be healed? How do you know if it's even survival mode if you've been that way your whole life? So there is no answer to how do you find your way back. Everything is within you. What do they mean is within me? I've been searching. I've asked God, what's in me? What? You're looking for it with the wrong way. You're trying to search something spiritual with your physical eyes and using your senses of your physical to find something that's spiritual. And that is what's in you already. The kingdom of God is within you already. So when they say the answers are within you, it really is, because it's, what do you want your life to look like? Right? So we were all born on purpose, in purpose, for a purpose. But once we came out, we were already labeled with oh, you're going to do this, and you're taught how to survive this world. You're taught your street smarts. You're taught all these things, and no one ever nurtured your purpose, your gift, what God blessed you to have, your gift, because they don't know. Right? So we get mad at our parents and we get mad at our upbringing because of, they could have did better or they should have said better. But how could they do better if they thought that was better? You see? So when they say go within and you need to heal, you don't know what needs to be healed until you're triggered. So I created the RPI. The RPI is to acknowledge, release, practice, enter, explore, and empower. And with that is how you do the checks and balances. So let's give an example of conflict. So something happened. Someone said something I didn't like. I acknowledged that I did not like it, right? And what I'm going to release from this point is my negative self-talk, the way I used to handle things, reacting, and I'm going to respond. And responding means that I'm going to listen to understand, right? Or disconnect if I need to, depending on how severe it is. Now, that's the A, that's the R, now the P for practice. Now, whatever I've been taught, whatever it is that you do, your breathing method, I teach you about the breathing method, I teach you about the pause, step away. Whatever it is you have to do to make sure that you stay in who you are and who you're supposed to be and who God created you to be. You stay in that energy. Right? And then after you practice, now you enter, explore, which is to self-reflect. Now you're going to self-reflect not on what they did, and we're not giving them an excuse for what they did. Was all right. No, we're going to focus on me. How did this even happen? How did they even get that close to me? How did they get in my energy? Right? And then you're going to empower yourself. E for empower. You're going to encourage yourself. You're going to tell you, hey, you did a good job. You did not react the way you needed to. You're going to empower yourself through. That is what the RPI is. But once again, How do I find my way back? And so when I say you have to create what you want, now healing is not all at once. You heal when you're triggered. You don't know what your triggers are, but you know what you don't like. When I say create the life that you want, you have to look at it like this. Okay, I got a blank canvas. What do I want my life to be? See, survival mode taught you to lead with everything that's wrong first. That's what survival mode taught you. Survival mode taught you to always see the wrong, always see what you don't want, but it never taught you to see what you do want. Example, I want a man, they say be specific when you pray. God, I want a man that's 6 feet tall. I want him to have this. I want him to have that. This kind of money, that kind of money, this kind of money, this kind of money, this kind of money, this kind of money. And guess what? That sounds so good in that season of your life. But let me tell you what's going to happen, because you're not healed and you're in survival mode. What's going to happen when you meet that same person with all the qualities that you want here in January, maybe by May, you don't want anything about him. Everyone's saying that's a good man, Savannah. And you're just like, no, I'm just not for me anymore. And that's because you created something in a season of your life. So when you create your canvas, you already know what you don't want because survival mode taught you that. But create what you do want. And how do you do that? By going through your life journey. Stop trying to rush and force something to fit in that season of your life. As you go, you paint what you want. Everything does not have to be a rush. You paint what you want it to look like. You speak it into existence. Right now in this season, you cannot want a relationship, and that's fine. So if you don't want a relationship, then why are you saying what you want this man to be, this? You don't want that because you're going through a healing season of finding yourself. And after that season is over with, maybe this is the season that, okay, you're ready for a relationship. Because you went through the journey, now you know exactly what you want. And it's not just about what you don't want. You know exactly what you want. So the true answer to healing is there is no right way to heal. There's no wrong way to heal. There is no right way to find your way back to you. You find your way back. It's up to you. But you got to figure out, who am I? How do you get to that? Like, you think that's who you is in that season of your life. Listen, for me, a season of my life, you can tell me, I'm like, I know myself. I'm glad I went through it and nobody can tell me anything. And then the next season, I'm like, I don't know who I am at all. What is happening? I thought I was good. It's because of growth. As you grow, things change. So different seasons of your life, different seasons, you grow out of this. But then I found out that I needed to heal from something else because I was triggered. What does trigger me is something that I don't like, and it make me feel a type of way. So if everyone is at the table gossiping and I don't like to gossip, I know what I don't like. So how do I change that? This is how I heal. I identified that I don't like that. So if I told my mind I don't like it, what does it have to go the opposite of that? So what do I like? Now I have to create that. So instead of gossiping, I like to uplift people. Now you just gave your brain something else to work with. Like, okay, now we can bounce it off. Okay. So now let's create the canvas of what that look like, empowering people and uplifting people. What does that look like? And that's how you build the space that you're in, by looking at what you don't like. Okay, if you don't like that, but what do you like? We're not doing substitutes, okay? Don't do a substitute. Don't come in and say, well, I don't like gossiping, but I like when they joke and they still be gossiping, but they be joking. I like that. So I'll get that. If I can't get that, no. You like it or you don't. Like I say, change the way you speak. It'll change the way you think. And then what you think becomes your reality. So change the negative, positive, what you don't want, what you do want. Let's go with desirable, undesirable. Because when it's desirable and undesirable, there is no in between. There is no substitute. The example that I always use is the ice cream. I desire chocolate ice cream. But then you go to the store and you bring me strawberry and vanilla. And with the strawberry and vanilla, you tell me, hey, there was no strawberry ice cream. See, in the survival mode, I'd be like, okay, well, I have to choose something. So I'll substitute, okay, I can snack on the vanilla. It ain't that bad. You force yourself in predicaments. You force yourself in the wilderness, in confusion, because you decided this is not for me, but I'll take that. No, when you find your way back and you create who you are, is desirable or undesirable. So you come to the store and now I'm in healed and I'm in the whole version of myself, and you bring me the you tell me they don't have chocolate ice cream and you bring me the strawberry and vanilla. Okay. You can do it either way. You can say thank you, but I choose this. I do not desire this. You can tell them to take it back. Whatever it is, however you want to do it, just don't react. We're responding in a healthier mind, right? So I would say, okay, I don't desire either of those. That's it. Now, if they leave it there, I'll put it in the freezer because I don't want it to melt. I'm not going to throw it away. Maybe I'll have company. I don't know. But I'm not going to force myself to eat something that I don't like. Listen, a year later, that same person come back and say, you still got this strawberry and vanilla ice cream? Yes. Every day when I went in that freezer to find some food to cook, I just moved it to the side because I don't desire it. So I'm not going to change what my beliefs is to just satisfy wait a minute, they wasted money or, whatever the case may be. That's how the world works. That is how you paint your canvas. Is what do you want? What makes you happy? What is desirable in your life and what's undesirable? The undesirable, you create boundaries. The desirable, you keep because it is who you are. It's becoming your DNA. It's who you are. So remember, finding your way back to you, that is the whole purpose of healing. But I can't help you get to that place until you identify who you are. Who do you want to be? Who do you see yourself as? Once you see yourself as that, or God showed you what you're supposed to be doing, you have to see yourself that way, and then you have to become. Start living as the version that you've seen yourself as the future version of you. You've seen yourself that way. In order to get there, you have to start living that way. So that's how you find your way back to you, is getting rid of the survival mode, getting rid of everything that you learned, getting rid of all what they said you should do, the people pleasing, all the getting away from all that and doing exactly what you want. Coach Nye does what she wants. I don't do what make other people happy, because living for other people caused me hurt, pain, trauma, drama. That's what it caused. It caused me to always play myself small, play myself short, shrink myself. It caused me to do all those things. The moment that I decided to start living as the person I was trying to become, right? Instead of me saying, I want to become that, one day I am her. I became her. And once I embodied that, those were my boundaries. That is who I am. That's what I painted my canvas to be. This is what my world is, and this is how it's going to be. You remember, your body, that is where you live every day. And I want you to remember this. Your body is where you live every day. That is your world. Your mind, that is where your thoughts live every day. That is your thoughts. Do you understand? So how dare you allow someone else to come into your house and rearrange your furniture, or come into your mind and place all their negative thoughts? No, that is boundaries. I found my way back to me, which is my true authentic self, where I operate in primary emotions and not secondary emotions, where I operate as the person that makes me happy, because this is my world. I'm in my world. My body is my world. So when you hear them say, she just be in her own little world, that's not a bad thing. That's a great thing, because what that person understands, and what I understand now, is that I'm in this world, my body is, but I'm not of this world. I'm of the world, my body that I'm in. So what makes me happy? I can go anywhere and I'm comfortable wherever I go. I don't care if it's chaos, a drama, a mess, because I embody love. Love, I had to understand that love wasn't an emotion. Love wasn't just a thing you say. Love wasn't just an action. You have to embody it. It's the highest gift of all. It is God. God is the highest gift of all. Right? There is no love language. There is no conditional, unconditional, agape, this, that. It ain't none of that. It's just period. God, period. You have to embody it. The kingdom of God is within me. I live within my world, my body. My body. And so I embody the love. That means that I carry the fruit. So it doesn't matter if it's chaos going on in the room. Guess what? When I come in the room, everything shuts down, because now they're trying to figure out, well, who is that? Why and how and what? Wait a minute. It changes the atmosphere because the enemy cannot operate the way that he want to when I'm in the room. It's impossible. So that's where you have to do. I had to sit in my own power. Listen, I am so powerful. This is the first time in my life, this season of mine, that I've ever felt this strong, this powerful, mentally, spiritually, and physically. And I'm telling you, it wasn't an ebook that got me to learn how to heal. It wasn't me going down the long journey of trying to seek and find. Once I did. I went through the healing journey. I went through the dark night of the soul. Dark night of the soul is just you versus you. Survival, you trying to fight with the your true authentic self, who God called you to be, and you relearning everything else. Yes, I went through it, but I didn't stay there, because when I came out on the other side, see, I was in the storm. I was in the storm, but I was always the rainbow in the storm. I was always the eyeball. How is it a rainbow floating around and the sky is dark? Did you see, calling your friend, did you see the rainbow in the sky? Yeah, about an hour ago, it just passed Indiana. Where's here in Mississippi now? Well, it's over in Georgia now. Do you understand? Because those are what people are thinking. How? That's when you allow God to operate your life and realize that the storm is not happening to you. It's happening for you or through you for someone else. But you have to remain the rainbow, meaning that you get into your world and understand that everything in this world that's happening has everything to do with the enemy attacking God, not you. So finding your way back to you is up to you. There is nothing magical that you have to do. There is no rituals. There is no getting crystals. There is no, drinking water under the moon. There is no recharging your crystal. There is no nothing other than you. This is how simple it is. And I know a lot of people are going to say, man, it's not that simple. It is that simple. You saying no more. You changing it. Yes, you're going to wake up and still feel pain. That breakup. Yep, you still feel it, right? You're like, it just don't work for me. I'm not that blessed. It just don't work for me. God, take this pain away. And God is working on your behalf. And you have no idea, because you're trying to understand the spiritual with the physical mindset. When you ask God to take away the pain and you want to heal, and you feel like you confused and going around in the circle, and that's because you're trying to control how God delivers in your life. You have to do away with how he comes in. And those feelings that you feel every time that you wake up and you feel that feeling, all you have to do is acknowledge that feeling. Stop running from the emotion. You're running from the hurt. You're running from the grief. You're running from the pain. Every time you think about it, you either go drink, you smoke, whatever it is, you go back to sleep, whatever it is, because you're running from it. But if you sit in it and allow your body to do what it needs to do, how God created us, see that feeling, you're sad, that grief, guess what? Instead of you running from the emotion, sit in it and cry. Because that's what it is. You're sad. You're not angry. That's secondary. Primary is you're sad. You're hurt. What do you do when you do that? You cry. No, you don't get in secondary. You don't fight. The survival mode taught you to fight, but primary tell you to cry. Why? Because you need to purge it out. In order for God to come in and fix that, you have to acknowledge it, put the right emotion to that feeling, do the action behind it, cry it out, purge it out, get it out, so therefore God can swoop in. Do you understand the times when you're just tired and you're like, God, I can't take it no more. I'm tired. I don't want to do this no more. But you end up at work anyway, still clocking in at 9 to 5, even though hell is breaking off in your life and you're still doing it. It's because God is carrying you. See, it's the moment when you're tired and you can't do it anymore, but because you think God's supposed to show up in a different way and make you just feel like, oh, no. When you don't feel like doing it yourself and you do it anyway, that is God carrying you. That is him carrying you. So it's the moment when you decide to, I am done and I'm stepping in, and you acknowledge. The first step of healing is acknowledge. Acknowledge that something is hurting you. And another thing, I always tell you guys, therapy, 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 a therapist. Because when you go on this healing journey, it's things that you're going to encounter from your childhood trauma that may unravel something that you have buried subconsciously and you haven't even thought about all these years, and it may unravel. And sometimes you need a therapist to help you unravel that so you can get yourself back to you. The whole purpose, baby. Getting back to you is not going to feel like, whoo, I feel released, and you wake up happy every day and you wake up feeling this. That's not what healing feels like. That's not what healing feels like. But I'll tell you what it do feel like. I still have problems every day. I'm in a storm right now, but I can still continue to smile and go on, and it's not fake. My energy and my emotions match. So therefore, I can step into and walk out in purpose and still battle because I understand it's not about me. So I'm not stressed out about anything. I still get up and do what I need to do because I've learned to detach from what the enemy put on me. I was wearing two coats in 100-degree weather, meaning that I was carrying my own of who I truly was, and then the enemy gave me a down one of those coats, the big old down feather one, to put on in 100-degree weather to make me feel like I'm so worn out and I can't take it no more. But I learned to take all that off. I don't have to have on any coat. It's 100-degree weather. All I need is some shade. All I need is some sunblock. And guess who does that for me? God. And I keep moving because I found my way back to me. Even in the minutes, in the moments that I feel like I feel confusion come on, I acknowledge and I say, I'm not confused. I'm not confused. Nope. I'm not confused at all. I don't say, I feel confused because I took ownership on that energy. No. Always get back into the present. In the seconds, right now, I want you to think about when you feel so heavy, like everything is just weighing on you. I want you to look at it like this, like, okay, all this is weighing down on me right now. But, I know I don't have anything going on. My bills paid, my kids good, everything going. So, this ain't mine. This is not my energy. Acknowledge it. The moment that you say, this is not my energy, immediately you feel that it's detached from you. Immediately. Now, you can do a couple of things with it. I just don't believe in that whole send it back to sender because that makes me just as bad as the person that sent it, So we're going back and forth. I don't match your energy. No, I'm going to acknowledge this is not my energy. I'm not confused. I cast it in the pit of hell, or I send it off to dry places that it cannot attach to anyone else. At the end of the day, once you acknowledge that it is not yours, it has no choice but to go back to whoever sent it. Go back, send it back. The enemy, take this back. This yours. It ain't mine. Because you have to acknowledge and you have to say, I'm having an amazing day. I am love. Everything is working out for me because it is. Because once you get in the present time and you really look at it, right now it is 1:03, 3 seconds. You have no bills due, no anything due. Your bill may be due at 2 p.m., but at 1:03, 3 seconds, you have no bills due. Nothing is needed of you. 4 seconds, nothing is needed of. 5 seconds, nothing is needed of you. So stop trying to rush the time to get to the chaos. No, stay in the present. You know why you feel peace when you're in the present? Because that's where God is. You looking for him. He's right there. Slow down. Learn to self-regulate. Calm your nervous system. Your nervous system is your discernment. This is how God speaks to you. Stop looking for you as you're on your healing journey. Stop looking for God to speak to you directly through your ears. No, he's not. He's going to speak to you through vision and feeling. Therefore, the enemy can't interpret anything because the tongue that God is speaking to you in is your discernment, your nervous system, and your vision. And so once you learn to disconnect your nervous system from survival mode, where they told you, oh, if you get butterfly feelings, that means something bad is going to happen. Told you, survival mode, we lead with something bad, something wrong. You have to rewire your brain that, no, when God is giving you something, that discernment, now when you make that next step and you say, okay, I'm going forward, God, and you get that feeling, it's to get your attention. God is showing you something and he's talking to you. You want to go left? I know it's a shortcut, but God nudged you to go that way. It would have took me only 4 hours to get to grandma's house this way, God, but you want me to go that way? It's going to take me 12 days. Well, 12 days is the lessons to get you to where you need to be. So when you get to grandma's house, you have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding so you can take grandma's property, right? Once she's gone, you can take that property, you can flip it. You can make generational wealth off of it. You can turn it into a farm. You can build on this, and then kids will have a house on this, and you will know how to manage everything that grandma was going to leave you versus you take the shortcut and you're going to do what everybody else do. Grandma passed away. You flip the house. You may sell it. You may stay in it, but it's never going to keep growing the way that it's meant to keep growing. Remember, you have an inheritance too. So, all of that, and to lead up to finding your way back to you, stop going to everybody else and looking for how to find my way back to me. How do I heal? How do I get through it? You have to acknowledge all the answers are within you. There is no right answer. There is no wrong answer. I can't tell you how to get back to you. I don't care how much you pay me. I don't care how much life coaching sessions you take with me. At the end of it, you can't get to where you need to be unless you want to be there. So you choose. You make up your mind. What do you want? What do you want? Clarity. Finding your way back to you is learning how to acknowledge the things that you don't want and create the things that you do want. So listen, I just wanted to put that out there. Now, what do we have coming down the pipeline? We know we just did the Leadership Through the Book of Daniel's God's Plan leadership course, and I enjoy teaching that. Listen, we got another one coming out, and I'm so excited about it. And next week I'll start teaching you guys about it. Well, coming on doing my doing the podcast, and it'll be every Thursday still. And what we're going to talk about is Jesus' favorite house. So I'm going to do a series on that, and that's going to be about Martha, Mary, and Lazarus, and why was those his favorite people, and why did he weep? And I just want to build up the character, and I did a lot of research on their character and their relationship with God through Hebrew context and just different scholars and how they seen their relationship. So listen, I'm ready to teach that because it's going to show the different leadership traits. It doesn't matter who you are or how you treat people, right? It's all about understanding people through the lens of God, seeing people through the lens of God, and why Jesus chose them. And it teaches you how to be a better person and to look at things differently. Like, I talk about with Mary and Martha. Martha was upset. Mary wasn't in the kitchen. And Martha was like, Jesus, tell Mary to come to the kitchen. It sounded like kids. And what made me so interested to want to do the course is because for them to be that comfortable to talk to Jesus, and then for Mary to sit at Jesus' feet when that was a no-no back in those times, women had to be in the kitchen. There was a special bond with them. And then he wept when Lazarus. So I'm like, that was a special bond. So I definitely was like, you know what, I'm doing this course, and that's what I came up with. So you guys be prepared for that. Also, if you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and download my podcast because I got a lot of great content coming. And also I do teaching, so you'll get homework with the each episode. You'll get homework, okay? And then I have the Lead Her Movement. So my Lead Her Movement network, I'm going to be opening it up May 19th for the founding members, and this is where I'm going to be teaching, going live, doing personal training, life coaching, and it's more like so inside the network, I also have the Becoming Her Academy, and that's where we do coursework on building, because the main thing is to build women up back to unity, friendships, to teach. You're going to learn about friendship and the origin from it. Where did it come from and why is it so important? Sisterhood, you're going to learn about that. I'm teaching you to take away those bad terms that sis, hey friend. No, we're not doing that no more. That is so toxic because none of that have any values or morals to it. It's just words to be said. It's kind of like when they say love. I love you. That's used loosely because they look at love as an emotion or an action when you have to embody love, right? So we're not doing that anymore, and we're learning what true sisterhood is, and we're coming together. Listen, it is so amazing. Listen, every time I talk about it, I get a little emotional because it's something that I put everything into all of me and my testimony of what I went through and how did I heal? How did I get to where I am? And I want to teach that because that journey was so tough for me. And I'm like, if I can teach other women how to do this, without giving up on themselves and seeing what it looked like on the other end. I'm nothing special from you. Do you understand? So I want to bring that sisterhood back, and we're going to do some leadership courses in there as well, because I'm taking you all the way back from where sisters started. And that's why I don't use the word sis, because that was made up. Sisters were birthed. We all sisters. We all have the same father, God our Father. So how can we be against each other? So that's all it is. I'm taking y'all back to the 80s, that 80s friendship. So be tuned for that. So you can go to my website, tofbootcamp.com, subscribe to my email so you can get updates on that, so you can learn. So the founding members, their price will be discounted for the entire year from what the original, because the original sign up is going to be June 1st. So you guys don't miss this, because this is where you get the full trinity of fitness, which is the spiritual, mental, and the physical healing there. And so you'll have your own page. You can post your profile, and then it'll be members. You can see where members, if they're close to your area, so you guys can connect and build a bridge, because I'm a leader that develop other leaders. And then once you develop that trust and learn that it's okay to trust, then you'll develop other leaders. This is how we save the world. I said I'm the coach that's going to save the world. In order to save the world, I have to teach you how to heal. And then I develop other leaders to do the same. So this is how we bridge the gap and heal the world, okay? So I got that going on. And every weekday at 9:30, I'm on TikTok. My TikTok is Chat with Coach Nye. And that's where I teach a leadership course. It is called the Lead Her Morning Show. The Lead Her Morning Show, where I teach leadership. Listen, we have a good time over there, and you learn a lot. So no matter where you meet me at, bring a notebook. So my TikTok is Chat with Coach Nye. Also on TikTok and all my platforms, even on the email for my website, tofbootcamp.com, I email out the weekly homework assignment. So you can go on my TikTok, or you can get on the subscriber list, and you can get that homework assignment. The whole purpose is to keep you so focused on yourself you don't have time for any nonsense. Now, the Trinity of Fitness Bootcamp is for men and women. The Lead Her movement is for women. I'm really focused on women in this. But a lot of men be in my leadership class on TikTok. So it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, take what you need and then go change the world. So we have that. And then my YouTube, where I post all the replays for the morning show. If you don't have TikTok, you can go to my YouTube, and I ask that you subscribe. It is Chat with Coach Nye. It's not all in one sentence, but it's Chat with Coach Nye on YouTube. I ask that you subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I do live teachings over there, leadership courses over there. So we still got the Power Within leadership course. And then we have the Women of the Bible, leadership through the Women of the Bible, that I do every Sunday. So go ahead, hit the notification bell for that. What else do I have? Trinity Owners United. Trinity Owners United is a place where I'm doing a soft launch over on TikTok. And what I do is for small content creators and small business owners. I open up my platform so they can showcase. I teach a leadership course, and then I open up the platform so they can showcase their things, because it's all about supporting each other. My whole goal as a leader is to teach people how to truly support people from a place of love, because they are love, right? From a place of, there's no reason for me to be jealous of you, or you doing whatever. It's enough for everybody to win, because of the fact we all have our own purpose. The problem that we have, and the reason why it's competition, is because you or they may be too focused on what you're doing and trying to do it like you, and it becomes competition, and they don't understand why they're not winning. And the reason why they're not winning is because your purpose is your purpose. If you get in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing, maybe you do content as far as funny videos, and now you're trying to do funny videos, dance videos, but baby, you're not a dancer. Your purpose is to speak, is to encourage people. And that's where you're supposed to be. You are a teacher. You teach autistic kids, then that's what you teach. That's where your money is. Do you know how many women are out there that need that? Do you know how many women are out there that you may be a hospice nurse, or maybe you may be a nurse that, deal with the seniors or whatever. And I could be raising my parents now, right? And because you're telling me different things that I can do to help with my mentor, different things to do, activities to do with them so they're not just bedridden, that can help me. So that's your purpose, but you're too busy doing TikTok dances and 1, 2, 3 and 2, 2, 2 and 4, 4, 4s, and you're too busy doing everything else except for your purpose. So you got to find out what your balance is. And that's what the Trinity Owners United is for, is so I can help you. If you want to do something, or maybe you're afraid to speak, then I can give you a coaching course. And those, just free of us just talking, giving you different techniques. Use the wisdom. If I have the wisdom, come get it. Okay? Come get the wisdom. Listen, everything is not for sale. I'm in purpose. Purpose is how you can help the next person. That's of God. How are you going to help the next person? Passion is self. I'm only worried about myself. That's why I don't do communities, because communities is a place where people come together to get something, but they never come together to build. I build tribes, because as long as you here, you are locked in. It's a unity. We are locked in. It's impossible as a tribe for you to leave, because if you leave, then you leave me vulnerable. We care that much about the vulnerability, because that's what I teach, unity. I don't do affirmations either, because affirmations are things for you to constantly believe, like saying it over and over so you can believe it to be so, but in your heart you never believe it to be so, so it never come to pass. I declare and decree a thing, so I said it is so, and it is so. That's it. That's the part of finding your way back to you. What you say is so, so be. So what do you speak over yourself? What do you do for yourself? So those are the type things. And just remember, you are the mustard seed. You are the mustard seed. I always teach about the mustard seed. You are the mustard seed. God planted you. Are you going to water yourself? But don't try to control how you water it and say, well, God showed you what you were going to be. You were going to be a multimillionaire, and you were going to help the world. You were going to save the world. You were going to do these things. But then you go and tell God, well, God, I don't really want to talk in front of nobody. I don't really want to do this. I'm only want to be around 100 people, maybe tops 50. But I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that. But see, as a mustard seed, you have to understand it's just a small little seed. But once you water it right and put it under the right light, and you do what you're supposed to do, it's already destined in that little bitty tiny seed. It's already destined to be a thing. It's already destined to be 12 feet tall, 12 branches, 100,000 leaves on it, and in different seasons of its life, the branches, 3 branches got to fall every month. It's already destined to be a thing. You just got to allow it to grow, meaning that when God tells you and give you your vision, you have to surrender and say, okay, God, water me and just grow. Meaning let him order your footstep, because you're already destined to be something. So stop trying to compete with somebody else. That's what I'm teaching, okay? So we got all this we got a lot of good things going on here. We got a lot of good things going on under the Coach Nye Production Company, okay? So just be prepared. If you're ready to heal, if you're ready to find your way back to you by learning different techniques that you can use that may apply for you, listen, join me. So subscribe here, download, share it out with people. Listen, this thing is big, okay? So be a part of it. This is the beginning. Be a part of the beginning. Be a part of the Lead Her movement, okay? And come experience the Lead Her experience with Coach Nye. So if no one told you today, I'm telling you now, I love you and I'm so proud of you. Remember to pour into yourself before you pour into others. Coach Nye out.